Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today with Tuesday 10. For those of you who are new, Tuesday 10 is sort of a weekly challenge that I do for myself where I grab 10 random things out of a big basket of random papers that I keep on the back of my desk. Admittedly, today is slightly different because I need to do a slightly more meaningful Tuesday 10, but there is still basically a randomness to it, and then I don't know what I'm making yet, and that these papers I pulled from a stack of about 100 things that I've pulled for a journal that I'm working on right now with a little bit of a darker theme, a little bit of a spookier kind of theme. So if you are wanting to cozy up for a while and have a little bit of a spookier, darker kind of Tuesday 10 with me, then I welcome you to the funerary couch here that we are about to alight. So the things that I have today, I've got this image. This is a really lovely black hatched image from a book that was essentially about like hauntings, and it was a 1970s book. This is another page from it. It's like a double page. It's got some random stuff on it. I don't know some of these things I know what I want to do with kind of, and the rest I don't. This is a really cool poem called, well, is it a poem or is it a verse? I'm not sure. Called Cliffhanger, and it starts from the bottom and goes up to this spooky house. This is a piece of paper from this is like, I have a few papers from the same 3 books that are about like murder mystery writers, and this one is called Murderess Inc., and it's about writers in like the mystery genre of books. And I thought this was so funny. How to Knit a Noose, Purl 2, Drop 1, and it's just funny. And then I saw this paper. This was a random one I pulled, but I liked this, The Hazards of Poking Your Nose into Other People's Business. This is a page on mourning etiquette, preparing the eulogy, accepting condolences, the guest list. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. And this is some Edward Gorey, actually, from an Edward Gorey book, Neglected Murderesses series, Edward Gorey. And it's got all these little miniature drawings because, you know, Edward Gorey did a lot of gory kind of illustration, and I really love him. He was a really interesting artist. Miss Emily Toastwater smothered her father after evening prayers. And she's just standing there with a pillow. You have to have a bit of a sense of humor for these kind of things, I think, if you want to be able to, I guess, work with this type of theme. And then I have a random little, I found this in my stash from probably another journal that I was working on. And then this image of a couple of black and white sort of houses. So yeah, that's what I'm working with today. If this interests you, come hang out. If this isn't your cup of tea, I will completely understand. And I'll be back to regular kind of programming probably next week. But I just wanted to jump in and play with some of these papers that I have stacked up, because I've got much more stacked up than usual here on my desk, and I need to get to work. So I was looking at this and thinking about how it would make a really cool like envelope. Very simply, by doing that, I think I would enjoy having this as just a small envelope with like a little, just this little tiny closure here. And that will be a cute little envelope with just a little flap. A little black flap. And that's fun. Yeah. Yep. And I don't even mind that the back is upside down. It's kind of interesting looking. So I'm actually just going to go right ahead and glue that. So today is kind of a quiet day in my house. It's very chilly and I don't know, it's just cool outside, and I don't feel like being outside a lot, and I don't want to go to the the gym today. I was going to, but it's been really busy, and I think it's because it's like the last week after like the Christmas holidays. I think some people took extra time off and they're like getting their kids out and getting out of the house and stuff, and they've been stuck in the house over the holidays. And so like everybody's out and it's just too many people for me. So I'm just gonna stay away and wait until tomorrow. Okay, so there is our envelope. That was a simple, fun little thing. And then this, I think what I want to do with this is actually just sturdy it up and make it into a pocket. So just glue it down on some packaging here and maybe add something to it and make it into a pocket. But yeah, I'm happy to just be having kind of a relaxing Tuesday 10 this week that doesn't require me to do huge amounts of thinking, because I've been really, you know, working on the Make Journals Junk Journal January. And I just decided I'm going to do the 100 Days of Collage. So I did that video, the first video. You'll be seeing that. I think maybe you've already seen it. I can't remember which order I have uploaded in. But I'm also thinking about doing Roxy's weekly challenge, like Roxy's Creations. Because I didn't do it the first time, but I did love seeing all the ephemera she was making, and she's really fun. And now I'm also working on a design team project. You know what I think I want to do with this? I want to keep this whole collection together. I don't know if I can make this into a signature or if it needs to maybe be tucked in to a pocket. I think I'm going to make it ephemera, and what I'm going to do is actually just stitch down the side here and keep it together like a booklet and maybe ink all around, and then we'll fold it and tuck it into something. That would be fun. I'll do that last, I guess. Well, we can do the inking now, maybe. Do I want to use black ink? And can I just go like this? That would be kind of fun. Instead of a more, yeah, that's kind of fun. Just a little ink around. Whoops. I just want to make this look like it's kind of traveled a little. Goodness knows my desk has traveled. I keep dropping paint on it this week. I need to like clean it. I'm just going to do the outside. I'm not going to do the inside. I just want to do that. That's just cute. Okay, where is there? Before I completely forget, I'm going to wipe this little mess up because I just get one of these to hang out with me here because I make messes. Alright, so that'll go into my stitching pile. And then this morning etiquette paper. So this is kind of like advice for like the morning, sort of like a morning widow almost. So let's tear this out. And I have a couple options what I want to do with this. So I could make a piece of stationery with it, which I'm tempted to do, or I could make like I could make it like a flip, and I might do that. Make it like a tip. So let's get this. This is like a. What is this? It's from 2001. I think this must have been inside like a thrifted like sketchbook that I bought, which is really kind of funny. I've been buying thrifted sketchbooks for a while for the paper because I like to dye sketchbook paper, and often you find like a couple of gems inside. Okay. I will just glue this right down on here. And then I need to leave. Oh no, I need to glue it over here because I want it to be a tip from the side. So let's do that. I'm half tempted to leave this spiral notebook at the bottom, but it just doesn't go with my theme. Okay. And then this will get flipped this way, because this is what will get glued down. So that's going to get stitched around as well. But I think I will ink around the edge here. And I might hit the back with a bit of coffee. Okay. I need to make more coffee. I'm starting to get low on coffee here. And then I'm just going to hit this with the heat gun. I'm just using the another paper that I want to use in the book to soak up the excess coffee. Okay. So that will get stitched around. Then this, I just want the top here, and I think I want to make like a belly band with that. Oh, excuse me. My apologies. So I'll keep this. Yeah, but I've been really loving watching everybody doing Junk Journal January. I've really been following quite a few people off and on. I'd say most notably I've been following Marnell from Mimi's Keepsakes. She's doing some beautiful things. Just looking for a scrap to back this with. Something cool. No, that's a little too harsh. Maybe we could collage something. That might be kind of nice. Let's do that. It doesn't need like a ton of collage, but I just want some kind of a cool backing for it. So we'll do a bit of gluing these down. This is some old ledger paper. Some music. Sorry for that little stitch, I just had to change batteries. Maybe a bit of old book spine here. Okay. And I have some botanically dyed paper. It's got some nice rustiness to it. look at that. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Yeah. So I'm just going to glue this on, but I'm definitely going to be adding stitching to this because of the kind of varying papers that I'm using and like wanting to make sure it sticks down properly. So it's going to be a bit of a freeform shaped kind of belly band, and after I stitch it I will clip it out. I just want to grunge it up here. This is my black right there. Okay, just so that gives it some age. Okay, so this, and then this, how to knit a noose. How tall is that? Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm going to actually make, I think, a pocket maybe with this, or you know what I might make that might be fun, something a little different, is a backward facing booklet that I glue down onto the outer edge of a page. So let me see. I just have to check the height of my journal that I'm working in to see if in fact it will fit, and I think it will. Let me double check. Oh yeah, I've got loads of room. Okay. So make it a little thinner. Then we need to back the inside with some packaging, I think. Reliable old paper bag here. Whoops, cut my hair on the scissors there. I'm gonna give myself an accidental haircut. Okay. The dangers of long hair in the studio. Right, now what I will do is just pull this off. Enough paper there. We're going to cover the back of this. It's funny, this writing about the knitting brigade, this writing is actually about, like, you know, kind of like all of the older women who worked in the sort of mystery and horror genre, like the Mrs. Marple, Agatha Christie kind of types. Okay, there we go. Then what I'll do here is, let me do my folding first, because I need to fold this right how I want the front of the booklet to go, which will be here like this. Then I'll cut around this. The back doesn't matter, so if I'm cutting the words in half, it doesn't matter because this is actually going to get glued right down to a page. So make sure we're folded here. Let's just get this bone folder. Just smooth out the glue too. There we go. It's a little easier to cut. You know what I might do is I might use my cutter on this. We'll see. Just to tidy up this one side that got a little unruly here. Go back and trim it. There. Okay. Well, that's what it was. This piece. There's like an extra little piece of paper in there. Alright, so let's make sure that's all smooshed down good. Then we need some papers to put inside of here. So let me just grab some paper. I'll be right back. Okay, I took the moment and got the papers, and I also stitched around this and stitched around a couple other things so that I can minimize how much time I'm spending away from you here. So the papers that I want to use are these. These are papers that I dyed myself with this kind of silvery gray tone that I marbled with a bit of gold die as well, and I'm going to fold them the opposite way, which feels so weird because, you know, we rarely fold papers in this direction for our journals. So then I just need to measure this against a book, which we're going to bind this away. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to have it completely just the size of the booklet maybe, or do I want it to go over, under? You know, I think I may do it exactly the size of the booklet because then it will surprise you maybe that it's a booklet, and that's kind of fun. So I'll just hold these together and try to do this here. Cut through here. And then the bottom. There we go. All these scraps out of here. All right, so now we need to bind this, and I just need some. Do I have any thread hanging around that I just need to use up? It doesn't look like it. I don't typically keep thread on my desk. Let me grab some. Okay. Some waxed linen here. And we'll go 1, 2, 3 times the size of the booklet. And then I need my needle. So we'll just come to the center here, and I'm not even going to measure. This is a very simple booklet, so we'll go through the back. This is the same way I do the big books, except I usually measure, you know, because you're going through more pages, it can be a little more complicated, but this one's easy peasy. It's actually great practice if you are doing, if you're just new to binding, just practice this way with a few pages, and you'll probably find that just that movement makes it a little easier for you to be able to bind. We come on through, we go under the thread, there we go, and we'll tie 1, switch directions, 2, 3. And I will leave those long for now. I don't know if I'll tie something to them. I might make something cute to tie to them. So this one's fun because it is the opposite direction. It's not opening this way, it's opening this way. And you know, if we pretend that this is my journal, we open it up and it's going to be on this side of the page. And I might do like some kind of a little tab to just hold it down that you can pull, you know, out of easily. So that's that. Now, I also stitched this piece while I was at the sewing machine. So this is going to be my kind of fun freeform belly band, and I'll just cut around it here. There we go. Get rid of any extra thread. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's fun. Just gotta go across my page. Yes. All right, so now we have this, let's read this. Cliffhanger. The villagers swore the place was haunted and wouldn't go near it, but to qualify for your share of the will, you had to spend a night there alone, and the closer you got, the more apprehensive you became. And when you stumbled and heard a thundering voice say, "Welcome, my dear, to the ancestral home," and a sinewy arm yanked you inside and bolted the latch, and you felt dampness ooze into your soul, and you wanted to scream, you suddenly remembered there was no one to help you. How fun. And it's like a staircase. I love this. Okay. What to do? I think, you know, I just don't want to do anything to mess this up. And it needs to be at least that wide, right? It has to be the whole size of that to keep its overall, like, effect. You can't really do anything with it. So I think what I want to do is I want to make a piece of stationery with this, like a giant journal card. Now, one of the important things about this journal I'm working on that's like actually beneficial is that it's a larger book and I actually do need some bigger pieces of ephemera. So that's kind of a good thing. This is another like old sketchbook that I cannibalized for its paper. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Oops. Okay. And I will also stitch around this just for the extra hand, sort of the extra feel that stitching gives. I really enjoy. I need to lift that. It's not straight. Okay, let's try again here. A little closer. That's better. I feel like I'm doing really simple projects today, but you know what? That's not always a bad thing. And sometimes it's just fun to like see what fun things people are working with. And also allow yourself to feel like you're allowed to do ephemera that's not, you know, earth-shatteringly difficult. I would say I do a bit of a mix of simple and effective and a little more complicated. And I like both for different reasons. Okay. Do I want to put something else on the back of this though, maybe? Add some interest and also just to cover up this bit of like title text. I don't want to see that. I don't mind if I see the typed text through. That's kind of interesting, but I don't want the text of the title. Don't need it. So this will be kind of like a letterhead, but a grungy one. And you could also write something right on that label, or I could even put a word snippet, which I don't know if I have any set aside yet for this book. I do have some, let me check. I've got a few things from Release the Craftin' that I might just looking at these quotes here. Hold on. So this is about a kind of a haunted house. Okay, I think I have one. Okay. So I'm going to use this little word snippet here that says, "Be afraid, be very afraid." And that is a quote from Wednesday Addams from the 1993 film, which I think is Addams Family Values. Definitely my favorite. Addams Family were those with Raul Julia and Christina Ricci, although I really did quite enjoy a lot actually the Netflix Wednesday series. I thought the actors were brilliant. All those young actors were brilliant. It was nice to see Christina Ricci back, and also the girl who played the therapist. She's from like a comedy duo that I watched for a long time. I forget I want to say French and Saunders, but it's not. It's much newer than that, of course. But yeah, I love her and the other comedian that she works with. They're really funny. And so, yeah, I really like the series. I love anything Addams Family. I think it's a very brilliant, like, I'm not as much into the old classic one as I am. I think that I'm ruined because of the 90s one. I just think that, you know, we attach ourselves to what we grew up with. Like, that's kind of how nostalgia works, right? Like, you're just nostalgic for the things that you grew up with. Although I'm also very open-minded to like modern retellings of things, because I like that they're like a lot more inclusive than they were back in the day. Okay, so yeah, I think I'll just stitch around that, and then that will be good to go. So I'll put this in my stitching pile over here. Then what do we have left? Oh yeah, we've got this double thing. This was the thing that I said I didn't know what I wanted to do with this page. So this side has something on it that I want to get. This is the apparition of a flying head. This is an indigenous legend that was depicted in a 19th century engraving. I don't want the whole image though. I just want the flying head. I want to cut it out and use it like a fussy cut. Kind of maybe as a glue down, like in the manner of like an old scrapbook, you know, like how in like the 1800s Victorian scrapbooks you'll find people just, they cut things out of newspapers and they glued them into their scrapbook. That's kind of how I think I might want to use this. So this isn't going to be like a finished piece of ephemera. I'm just going to fussy cut it out and set it aside for my project, which in itself does make it ephemera because we're using it in our book. Now, let me see, is there anything else here I'd want to keep? No, I don't think so. Let's get rid of that. So we'll just finish clipping this out real quick. But I haven't really been watching anything recently. Need to start. I'm going to start a new book on Audible. It's like hard to fit in so many things. I sort of feel like when I have spare time from my family and my job, it's like I want to film videos or I want to work on my art projects, and I end up watching quite a bit of YouTube while I'm doing that. But I have been listening to Audible lately too, because it really kind of keeps me like in the zone paying attention. Okay, so that's done. Then back here I noticed that we had a couple poems. Let's see. Thus solemn rites and holy vows we paid to all the phantom nations of the dead. There died the sheep, a purple torrent flowed, and all the caverns smoked with streaming blood. Gory. When lo appeared along the dusty coasts, thin airy shoals of visionary ghosts, fair pensive youths, and soft enamoured maids, and withered elders, pale and wrinkled spades, ghastly with wounds, the forms of warriors slain, stalked with majestic port, a martial train. These and 1,000 more swarmed o'er the ground, and all the dire assembly shrieked around. Astonished at the sight, aghast I stood, and a cold fear ran shivering through my blood. Not sure what that's from. This one's from the Enid, where we're given a description of a ghost whose timeless quality makes it almost like a modern ghost story. 'Twas in the dead of night, when sleep repairs our bodies worn with toils, our minds with cares. When Hector's ghost before my sight appears, a bloody shroud he seemed and bathed in tears. It's all very Greek, right? So I don't know that it really is going to fit into anything, so I don't think I really have much of a use of this page, actually. So I'm just going to let it go, bless it and release it. We don't need it. And then the last is this lovely kind of black work piece. So again, this is something that I feel like I'm going to make a big journal card with, but let's see how we can make it interesting here. Let's get rid of this edge. Make it a little smaller. I can take that amount off the side, I think. little bit that just wanted to be stubborn. There we go. All right, get rid of these scraps. So now we have this, and obviously I need to back it, but let's see if I could find something to stitch on the top to give it like a tab. Some rusty, fun marked up fabric. That's a gnarly leaf that's kind of falling apart. I could probably laminate it though, so I'll hold on to it because I am a hoarder of natural things. I like this. I could fold this maybe. Put this on top of it. Yeah, that might be kind of neat as like a tab for the top of the journal card. This can come hang a little lower. Yeah, let's do that. And then I gotta back it. So let's get it back and then see what else we want to do here. That's that, and then we want to use this as a tab. Is there some kind of a snippet that I could also add to this? This one's kind of good. I like being miserable. Lurch, 1965. Black is such a happy color. Morticia. I think we'll do that, maybe. Yeah, let's go with black is such a happy color. If you're wondering about these words, these are from Release the Craftin', and they are like Adam's Family quotes, and they're really great. And they will be in her shop if they're not already there. I think they are though. You can find them on Etsy. Release the Craftin'. Priscilla, our savior of all things ephemera. So yes, that would be very cool. Okay, so what I will do first, maybe I'll throw some glue on here, and then I will stitch around this card, but I just want to glue this on because I need it to be completely down right there. And I don't want to cover up my rusty fabric here, so this can go here, and I don't want to cover the moon either. That's good. And I just love it because she's like popping out of a coffin. And I feel like this is a really funny memory of like, yeah. You know what else I want to do with this? Sorry, I cut myself, my brain got in the way because I want to do this. Just trying to hold this while I do the corners. Sometimes multiple thoughts are happening in my brain at the same time and they all kind of collide. Now I was going to say though, I think it's dark and comedic at the same time, right? Alright, so we've gone around those corners. Let me go stitch and I'll be back, and I think we can then do kind of the final parade of everything. One moment. Alright, everything is stitched around. So we have this fun staircase giant journal card with Be Afraid, Be Very Afraid on the back. This is the journal card we just created with Black is Such a Happy Color. And then our little cutout that I'm going to use as a fussy cut. Our belly band, the hazards of poking your nose into other people's business. Our side booklet, How to Knit a Noose, Purl 1, Drop 1, Purl 2, Drop 1. And there's those fun pages, and we bound that little booklet, and that's going to get glued down so you won't see that. And a little gothic pocket here, and then our envelope. And the Neglected Murderesses series by Edward Gorey that we just stitched together and decided that we'll tuck it neatly into a pocket. And then our flip with the morning etiquette. Okay, so that is my spooky little Tuesday 10 for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you had fun with this one. I definitely did. I found this was a lot of fun to work with. So yeah, stay tuned for the journal that I will be releasing with this stuff in it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's kind of an epic project I'm working on right now. Something a little bit like trying of my talents, so I've been building it. So yeah, you'll see it soon, and have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out on this Tuesday 10, and I do plan to go back to regular kind of randomness programming next Tuesday. So thanks again. Bye bye.